Hey guys, Ambience here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat the Cupcake Challenge preset on the custom night of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're up against here. Alright guys, here we go. So every animatronic is set to 5. This is obviously going to test pretty much all of your skills in the game with every animatronic being on. Basically, this is just a much easier version of 1020 mode. It is 10.5 mode. It is known in game as Cupcake Challenge, of course. But anyway, yeah guys, so this is going to be good practice for 1020 mode. We're going to be using a similar strategy, but not the exact same. So, as always, go and wind up the music box until the more dangerous music starts to play, signaling that an animatronic is entering the hallway. Hasn't started yet. It's taking a while. Okay, there we go. That's weird. I don't know if it's normally supposed to take that long, but it did this time, so whatever. So, pretty basic strategy. We're going to try to keep the winds relatively short for the most part. Flash Foxy a few times. There's not too much RNG involved on this challenge, but obviously Toy Bonnie is active, for example. There's a lot of RNG there. He can sometimes just completely screw you over with Foxy. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty basic strategy, guys. Just turn from left to right, look in the vents, flash the hallway while you're doing it, and then put on the mask immediately after dropping the monitor. Always be ready, as usual, to put on the mask every single time that you have the monitor up. If an animatronic enters the office and forces the monitor down, then you want to be ready for that, obviously. Alright, Toy Freddy is in the hallway. Golden Freddy is showing up a lot, also. I think Golden Freddy shows up the most of any animatronic on this low AI. Alright, BB left quickly, that's good. There's Toy Bonnie. Toy Bonnie got out of the vent quickly. This is pretty good RNG, guys, but, you know, sometimes vent animatronics will appear at the same time like that, but they will just sit in the vents for a while. Music box was about 1/4 there, so it was a little bit dangerous. You can afford to be a little bit slower on the, you can afford to put on the mask a little bit slower than normal, like what you would obviously if the animatronic was set to 20 or something like that. Also, if the music box starts blinking like that, just completely ignore the right vent. Not really much you can do about it. You just want to flash the hallway as quickly as possible after getting the music box up, obviously. And if the music box runs out, then you're not going to win anyway. So go ahead and take the chance of nothing being in the right vent. Also, guys, I have mentioned this several times before, but while a blackout is currently occurring, that means that an animatronic like Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Toy Freddy, or Toy Bonnie is currently in the office. Basically, whenever the lights are flickering rapidly and you hear that static sound, then that means that a blackout is occurring. What this means is that Foxy's attack timer is currently paused. He's not getting any closer to attacking you, so don't worry about getting killed by Foxy. Don't worry about getting killed by Foxy while a blackout is currently happening. Whereas, for example, if I have the mask on right now and Chica's in the vent, it doesn't count because Toy Bonnie's causing a blackout. But say I put on the mask, Toy Chica was in the vent, and Toy Bonnie didn't come out, then Foxy would be getting closer to attacking me by the second. Because for whatever reason, his attack timer only pauses in the middle of a blackout, which is why the vent animatronics are so dangerous compared to the office animatronics. You don't have to react to them as quick, but they tend to eat up a lot more time, and Foxy is getting more and more aggressive the entire time, so you have to worry about Foxy and not just a puppet. Alright, it is 2 a.m. I'd say we're doing pretty well, guys. Music box has gotten low a few times. Don't really like that. You obviously are going to want to keep the music box as wound up as possible, especially on Cupcake Challenge or really any preset where a bunch of vent animatronics are active, because if you get really bad RNG, they really can just stall forever and forever, and yeah, the music box is probably going to run out in that scenario, so let's try to keep the music box as full as possible. Foxy is set to 5, so he's not going to be super aggressive compared to other presets. Don't worry about him too much. Alright, he's back in the hallway. We're down to about half flashlight battery, but I think we'll be fine regardless. Make sure not to just go completely ham on the flashlight, just randomly flashing the hallway if Foxy isn't there. Like, if it's blacked out, like, you can't see anything, you can't turn the flashlight on. Or if the hallway is just straight up empty, then don't worry about just spamming it a ton. All it does is eat up battery, and it doesn't really affect anything. Alright, we got the music box wound up to pretty much full. We are going to want to keep this wound up very high, obviously, whenever we can. Go for a bit longer winds when... I completely forgot what I was going to say there. Sorry about that. But yeah, you are mainly going to want to go for short winds, but if there's no vent animatronics around, then occasionally it's probably fine to go for a long wind. Because if you haven't seen a vent animatronic pop up in a while, they're probably going to show up very soon. and you obviously don't want them to eat up a bunch of time and just have the music box wind down. So, yeah, guys, there's not really, like, one specific strategy, I guess, for Cupcake Challenge other than just what you do when all of the other animatronics are active. All of the total animatronics are active. Not doing a very good job of explaining this. I think it has been a long time since I've recorded a video. There were currently a lot of blackouts and power outages that were happening in certain parts of the US, so I was unable to record for a few days. So, sorry about that, and this guide probably isn't going to do the best job at explaining things, but hopefully you guys get the overall point anyway. Obviously, you are going to have to be ready for every single animatronic since they are all active. I think this challenge is great for practicing harder modes like 1020. It develops all the skills you need, really. It's just much easier, much more laid back, not very difficult. Oop, there's Toy Bunny. Don't pull up the monitor immediately like I did, by the way. Make sure you actually take a second to consciously process what's in the right vent. I have a really bad habit of pulling up the monitor, and that has gotten me killed by Toy Bunny numerous times because I didn't even bother to check what was in the vent first. So, yeah, not one specific strategy, really, guys. Like, there's no cheap strategy or, like, something you can do you wouldn't be able to do on other presets since all the animatronics are on. It's just, you know, you have to have good mechanics, you have to have good awareness of pretty much everything. You're not going to have to be exceptional at any specific thing. You're just going to have to know how to deal with basically everyone and just be able to do it appropriately. Good game sense, I think, is important for this challenge. You need to know what to do in what order, what to prioritize, like what the RNG factors are, and just a bunch of other stuff. So, yeah, it's not incredibly difficult. It is, however, really good practice for 1020 mode, as is the harder version of this challenge, Fazbear Fever. We'll be covering that next, and that will be the last FNaF 2 challenge that I will cover for a while. The 1020 mode guide, obviously, is going to take a while. So after that, I'll be moving on to FNaF 3. So, yeah, guys, it's really just good awareness of everything. Make sure you understand the mechanics of the animatronics. If you don't understand what a specific animatronic does, go ahead and ask me in the comments below or join the Discord in the description. There's a lot of people in the Discord in particular who are very knowledgeable about this game, and they will be able to help you with pretty much whatever you're struggling with. So, yeah, be sure to join the Discord if you are struggling at all with FNaF 2. Flashlight battery's starting to run very low, but I think we'll be okay. It is almost 6 a.m. So if you know, like, just what every animatronic does, you know how to deal with them, you're not freaking out or focusing too much on one specific thing, then I think you guys should be able to do this challenge pretty easy. I just did it first try after not playing FNaF 2 for quite a while. So, yeah, not too difficult, guys. It is good practice for beginner players if you do eventually plan to take on 1020. It gets you familiar with all of the animatronics. It's really not that much different than a regular night like Night 3. So, yeah, definitely not very difficult, but it is good practice regardless, and I think it does teach good game sense of all the animatronics and what you need to prioritize. When they're all equally aggressive, then you obviously have to figure out who to deal with first, things like that, and that's exactly what 1020 is as well, just obviously at a much faster pace with much more difficult animatronics. So, yeah, definitely good practice. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching this guide. I hope it helped you, and I will see you in the next one.